The celebrities are gossiping about drama amid Baldoni. This publicity stunt last night where they went on SNL and Ryan Reynolds made this silly joke.
Introduction: Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, two of Hollywood's most beloved power couples, seem to have it all: fame, fortune, and a picture-perfect relationship. But their recent appearance at SNL's 50th anniversary was nothing short of a PR disaster that could jeopardize everything they've built. What was supposed to be a celebration of comedy's golden era turned into a fiery hot mess that raised more questions than it answered. Was this just a case of bad timing, or is something deeper brewing? With their involvement in a highly publicized legal battle, the stakes are higher than ever. So what went wrong? How did a red carpet event spiral into a full-blown controversy? Let's break it all down. When Blake and Ryan made their way to SNL's 50th anniversary celebration, they were hoping for the kind of star-studded event that would cement their place as A-list royalty. But instead, the night turned into an unmitigated disaster. Ryan, known for his comedic timing, made what he probably thought was a harmless joke about Blake's ongoing lawsuit with Justin Baldoni. The crowd didn't laugh. The internet didn't laugh. And what should have been a lighthearted moment instead became a lightning rod for backlash. Fans were quick to criticize the timing, the tone, and the sheer audacity of making light of a serious legal battle on national television. People began to ask, is this just bad judgment? Or is there something more going on here? Was this a calculated move to shift the public's focus, or just a cringeworthy mistake? Either way, the optics were terrible. At the core of this backlash is a growing suspicion that Blake and Ryan are trying to manipulate public perception in a way that's hard to ignore. Blake Lively is currently embroiled in a high-profile legal battle with actor and director Justin Baldoni. She's publicly claiming emotional distress, yet here she was at a major Hollywood event, smiling, posing for photos, and clearly enjoying herself. If someone is truly struggling with emotional distress, they wouldn't be front and center at SNL, mingling with A-list celebrities. That's the kind of contradiction that causes people to pause. Fans and legal experts alike have questioned how Blake can claim to be suffering when she appears so composed, even joyful in the public eye. The public sees this as a potential inconsistency in her narrative, one that could seriously undermine her credibility in court. And let's not forget that Blake's legal team has been trying to paint her as a victim of emotional distress, but how can they continue that narrative when she's out here performing like it's business as usual? The optics are only making things worse. As if the situation wasn't already tense enough, Ryan Reynolds, the ever-charming public figure, added fuel to the fire with a joke about the lawsuit. At a time when Blake's emotional distress claims are the focal point of her legal battle, Ryan's comment came off as tone-deaf at best and cruel at worst. His attempt at humor on live television seemed to trivialize the very thing his wife is allegedly suffering from. It wasn't just a bad joke, it was a PR blunder that magnified the already existing doubts about their intentions. Legal experts have pointed out that Ryan should have known better. After all, he's a PR expert in his own right, carefully curating his image over the years. So why would he take such a risk? Was this a calculated move to deflect attention from their mounting legal troubles? Or was it simply a misguided attempt at humor? Either way, the fallout was swift. People took to social media, questioning whether Blake's emotional distress was as real as she claimed. If she was truly struggling, would she have been laughing along with Ryan, enjoying the spotlight, and playing to the cameras? The deeper problem here is that this PR disaster isn't just about hurt feelings or bad timing. It's a legal issue that could have significant consequences for Blake's case. The whole point of her lawsuit is that she's been emotionally distressed by Justin Baldoni's actions. But every time she shows up in public looking perfectly fine, smiling at the cameras, it chips away at her credibility. This public stunt at SNL doesn't just damage her reputation, it gives her legal opponents the ammunition they need to attack her claims. The media will now be questioning her emotional distress, especially when her behavior suggests she's anything but emotionally shattered. And let's be clear, Justin Baldoni's legal team isn't going to ignore this. They'll use every piece of this PR mess to argue that Blake's claims are fabricated or exaggerated. If her legal team can't convince a jury that she's truly distressed, how can they expect to win? The stakes just got a whole lot higher. While Blake and Ryan's PR strategy is crumbling, Justin Baldoni is quietly preparing for battle. And let's just say he's got some serious ammunition. His legal team has been compiling evidence that challenges Blake's narrative, including 168 pages of raw footage, text messages, and voicemails. This isn't just hearsay, this is concrete evidence. It's clear that Baldoni is positioning himself as the calm, rational one in this legal drama, and every piece of evidence he provides paints a picture far different from Blake's portrayal of events. Baldoni's team isn't just sitting idly by while Blake and Ryan try to manipulate public perception. They're coming for the truth. And now, the public and legal experts alike are beginning to see that there may be more to this story than Blake and Ryan are letting on. With all this evidence at his disposal, Baldoni's position just keeps getting stronger. As the scandal continues to unfold, the couple's standing in Hollywood is quickly shifting. Once considered untouchable, Blake and Ryan are now facing judgment from their peers. The whispers are growing louder. Celebrities who once followed and supported Blake on social media are now unfollowing her. Even Colleen Hoover, author of It Ends With Us, has erased all traces of Blake from her platforms. This isn't just a public relations issue, it's a full-on Hollywood backlash. The tides are turning, and it's not in Blake and Ryan's favor. Hollywood's elite are backing away from them, and this distancing is significant. Hollywood has a long history of tearing down those who misstep, and now Blake and Ryan are facing the same fate. As their star power wanes, they're quickly realizing that they're not invincible, no matter how many box office hits or successful brands they've built. With public sentiment turning against them, Blake has started to employ damage control tactics, but unfortunately, it's only making things worse. She claims that the media scrutiny is overwhelming, but that narrative rings hollow when she's still engaging in public events, enjoying the spotlight, and mingling with A-listers. If the media really is too much for her to handle, why was she so comfortable being the center of attention at SNL? The contradictions are glaring. Her lawyers are trying to frame her as the victim of a high-stress situation, but these public appearances keep undermining that image. Blake may have hoped to turn the narrative in her favor, but the more she tries to spin it, the more questions arise. It's becoming harder for anyone to believe that she's truly a fragile victim when she's out here front and center at some of Hollywood's biggest events. The timing of their appearance at SNL seemed off, to say the least. Why would Blake and Ryan, who have minimal connection to the show, choose to attend such a massive event during the peak of their legal battle? To many, it seemed like a calculated PR move designed to keep them in the public eye and away from the negative press surrounding their lawsuit. But when you're a celebrity couple with such high stakes, you can't afford to look like you're using every opportunity to manipulate the media. The optics were bizarre. While Blake and Ryan were enjoying themselves at SNL, Hollywood insiders were already gossiping about them, raising suspicions that their appearance was less about celebrating comedy and more about trying to control the narrative. This wasn't the fun-filled night people thought it would be. It was a reminder of how fragile celebrity images can be when people start questioning the motives behind every public move. If there's one thing Blake and Ryan underestimated, it's the power of independent media. The days when Hollywood could spin a narrative and have it accepted without question are long gone. With platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and podcasts now in the driver's seat, independent creators are leading the charge in dissecting celebrity drama. This shift has made it harder for stars to manipulate their stories. Just look at how the Amber Heard trial played out. People now demand real evidence before they believe a story. With independent journalists like Matt Taibbi, Glenn Greenwald, and others pushing for truth over spin, the public is becoming increasingly skeptical of Hollywood's PR tactics. The clock is ticking. With a $400 million defamation lawsuit and growing public scrutiny, Blake and Ryan are running out of time to save their reputations. March 9th, 2026 marks the peak of their legal battle with Justin Baldoni, and it's unlikely they can hide behind PR tactics for much longer. The industry's support is vanishing and their influence is slipping. As the case heats up, it's only a matter of time before the full story comes out. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds may have thought they could control the narrative, but the truth is harder to hide than they imagined. As the legal battle with Justin Baldoni intensifies, their attempts at damage control are falling flat. Will they be able to spin their way out of this, or is this the beginning of the end for their Hollywood reign? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this ongoing drama. This is far from over.